Woody Johnson said what he said on Tuesday about Justin Fields. I think the only time I can remember that an owner of a team has publicly criticized the starting quarterback, at least the starting quarterback for now. Here's Aaron Glenn from yesterday on what Woody, well, let's start with Aaron Glenn on Woody's involvement in the decision as to whether or not Justin Fields will continue to play, given Woody's comments about the, for now, starting quarterback.
Well, I said before that Woody puts that in my hand as far as who plays. And I don't see that changing. He trusts me to make that decision. Again, he made a comment, and he has every right to his comment. And again, that comment was actually said by a number of guys, including our quarterback, as far as the efficiency of how we play. And we're not going to fight that. We understand that. We have to get better. We do. But I don't think there's anywhere in that comment where he said he doesn't like Justin. I don't think there's anywhere in that comment where he says that Justin's just, I don't think so.
I want to give Aaron Glenn the benefit of the doubt here. I've got the same concerns for him that I have for his former colleague in Detroit, Ben Johnson. Because early in the season, I said one of the things that Ben Johnson was learning was the fundamental difference between letting Dan Campbell be the one who stands up there multiple times per week and then being the guy who has to do it. It's so much easier to be a coordinator from the standpoint of the various other demands and realities of the job. You can just coach football when you're the offensive or defensive coordinator. You don't have to constantly wonder, how do I say what I need to say? And what input do I take from any PR specialists who are available to help me craft messages? What do I heed? What do I ignore? How do I deliver this message? And it feels like what Aaron Glenn was doing there was trying to deliver the official talking points that were developed in reaction to what Woody Johnson said. If you listen to it carefully, I don't think he said anything that anyone else hasn't said. He never said he doesn't like him. I mean, if that is the best they could come up with, if that wasn't just Aaron Glenn speaking extemporaneously without any coaching, and we have to assume that these multi-billion-dollar industries do activate their PR processes when there is a PR complication created by the owner of the team. I assume that they worked with Aaron Glenn to come up with the best possible thing to say. I never heard Woody say, I don't like him. That's a choice. That's a choice. I also never heard Woody say, I'd like to kill him. I mean, this isn't about liking or not liking. This is about calling out your quarterback for being unable to complete a pass. He said, if we could complete a pass, we'd be good. He acknowledged that the passing game under the current starting quarterback is not good. And there's so much in this that remains unanswered. Who wanted Justin Fields? Who didn't want Aaron Rodgers? Assuming that Rodgers would have stayed, and I don't think he would have stayed. Maybe if they would have sufficiently kissed his ass in the middle of Times Square, he would have stayed. If they really wanted him, maybe they could have gotten him to stay. But somebody didn't want him. I've heard that GM Darren Muji did. I've heard that Aaron Glenn didn't. And it wouldn't surprise me if Glenn didn't, because Glenn is that Bill Parcells student who doesn't want anyone to be bigger than the team. And Rodgers set himself apart from the team. He has had a habit of doing that. And defensive coach, go a little conservative with the offense. You got a good running quarterback, work in progress as a passer, focus on the running game. Who wanted Justin Fields? Who decided that $30 million fully guaranteed was a good number? Who decided not to pursue Daniel Jones? Who decided not to pursue Mac Jones? Who decided not to just stick with Tyrod Taylor? These all become lost in the superficial conversation of what Woody said about Justin Fields and what the reaction to it is. Just like last week when Tua Tagovailoa said what he said about unnamed teammates either not showing up for player-only meetings or showing up late. All the discussion after that was about the reaction to what Tua said. There was no effort expended, as far as I could tell, but for one question. We talked about that question last week when Tua was asked, who are the leaders offensively? So we were able to at least eliminate some of the guys that he was talking about, because presumably he wouldn't consider guys failing to show up or show up late for player-only meetings as leaders of the team. That was the only effort to figure out who he was talking about. We still don't know who he was talking about. We still don't know who wanted Justin Fields, because there's so much time being spent spinning the wheels in the reaction to what Woody said. And I got no problem with that, because, you know, it's low-hanging fruit. But sometimes when you're dealing with low-hanging fruit, you get distracted by the better stuff that's higher up in the tree. You know, the low-hanging fruit is like overly ripe and it's heavy and it's falling. Sometimes the better stuff is higher up in the tree. So to the rough and tumble, take no prisoners, ask all questions, New York Jets media, I would suggest this. Find out who wanted Justin Fields. Find out who made the decision to give him $30 million fully guaranteed on a 2-year deal. I think there may be a little something there. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.